Happy Friday morning. Uh, April 18th, I think. What a week. It's about 7:30 a.m. West Coast time. We are fogged in out here in the North Bay. It's one of those mornings where it's like the fog is so thick that the air itself is just wet. My dogs have been bouncing off the wall. They saw a bunch of deer out front. But I'm still processing this meeting that took place yesterday in El Salvador between a United States senator and Kilmar Abrego Garcia, and just still kind of in disbelief that that took place, that that actually happened. And I did a TikTok yesterday where it's like I want to know the details, the background reporting of how this came to be, because I know at this point the senator went to that prison early yesterday and was denied access, and then was contacted and said, meet us at this hotel. And there was Mr. Abrego Garcia with some kind of a handler from the government. I want to know more details about that. I want to know if Trump signed off on that. But one thing I need to spend some time this weekend learning more about this CCOT prison in El Salvador. I mean, I found out yesterday that the majority of the men who are in that prison have never been charged with crimes. They've never been indicted. They've never been arraigned. They never had trials. They were never sentenced. They're just there with no hope of escape, no hope of getting out. And that they don't ever have access to sunlight. They never get to go outside. The buildings have no windows. They have no clocks. But now, obviously, this president, Bukele, and El Salvador and this prison are getting a lot of international attention. And people around the world are learning about him, and they're learning about this country. And they're learning that he just disappears people into this prison. I've seen videos talking about families who have been looking for a relative, a son, a brother, a father, for years. They think that person is inside that prison. They can't confirm it. There's no transparency about who's even there. And President Bukele has said that this prison and how he has handled this prison, I saw somebody from El Salvador say that CCOT prison is President Bukele's baby. It's the thing he cares about the most. And he credits that prison with making El Salvador safe again. And yeah, sure, they had pretty serious problems with MS-13, the street gang, which I think actually got started in the United States, in prisons in the United States, with El Salvadoran prisons, and we exported that back to El Salvador. But he's getting a lot of attention, and that prison's getting a lot of attention. And the brutality of his dictatorship is coming much more into focus for the rest of the world. And the lack of anything that resembles any kind of a justice system at all. Being disappeared into a prison like that with no sentence, no sunlight, no windows, no timeline, no nothing, no appeals, no process. There's no process, no due process. And, you know, and yeah, I mean, it's like the MAGA people get their talking points. Why is the left fighting so hard to bring back a wife beating gang member terrorist? Mr. Abrego Garcia was never convicted of a crime in the United States or in El Salvador. He's never been convicted of a crime. Unlike our president. Donald Trump is still a convicted felon, 34 counts. And he's disappearing people who have no criminal records. That's a stunning thing to say about the United States in 2025. So I'm going to learn some more about that prison in El Salvador this weekend. It's just still just stunning to me how far we have fallen and how quickly, how little time it's taken to undo 249 years of, at times, problematic history, but, well, most of the time problematic. I mean, okay, always problematic, but what a fucked up week.